Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany for those of you who are new, so welcome. Yeah, I did dye my hair red again and I actually really love it. I was thinking of being blonde for the wedding, but then Chris and I had a whole conversation and he basically was like, you know, like, what do you feel like you're most self in? And honestly, like, I love when I have red hair. I just feel more like myself and I feel like it suits me better. So who cares what my family's probably gonna think? I just decided to do it anyways. I mean, it's my day, so here we are. But today I wanted to do a favorites video for you guys, and before we jump into that, I just wanted to mention that I did apply to be in the Sephora squad, so if you want to leave a testimonial for me, that would mean the world to me. So yeah, I will have a link for that down below, but I have so many products to talk about, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I haven't done a favorites video in so long, so I think I'm gonna title this like current favorites, February favorites. I'm not really sure yet, but these are the products that I've been loving, and it was super hard to narrow it down. So first up, one of the primers I've been loving is the Tarte Quench Primer. It's just super hydrating. It smells really nice. Feels great on my skin. I actually used it today. I like to use it in conjunction with the Tarte Face Tape Foundation. I did do a full wear test and a review on this for you guys. It was my last video, I believe. I did a 10-hour wear test and I have been loving this foundation. I'm wearing it today with the primer that I just mentioned and they work really nicely together, so alright. And then the other primer foundation duo I have been loving is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer and the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I use this when I want a super full coverage matte finish that just looks flawless. I'm debating on which combo I'm going to use for our wedding since I'm going to do my own makeup. But I really like these two together. I have gone through a couple bottles of this and my Tatcha primer is just now kind of running out. I don't know if you can see. I still have plenty of use, but I do know I need to replenish it. And then my favorite concealer, I have one that I've been using constantly. I do like the Fenty concealer, but like I still find myself reaching for this one. It's just my all-time favorite. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I got this forever ago, like when it first came out, and it still has product. And I don't understand that. Because, I mean, I know you get like half a fluid ounce, so it's going to last forever, but I love this stuff. I use it under my eyes. It's not as drying as the Tarte Shape Tape, so that's personally why I really like it. Next up is my favorite setting powder, which this is the Fenty Beauty setting powder that they came out with. I have it in two shades. This one is Butter. I like to use this all over my face, and then I also have the lavender shade. I don't know the name of it. I didn't pull it out, but it's the Fenty powders. It's the two lightest ones, but these are so good. And I almost feel like sometimes it can be a little drying under the eyes, but after like an hour, your skin just looks flawless and it just looks so good. I really like this powder. It's one of my favorites. Now for bronzer and like contour, that kind of thing, it was really hard to narrow it down because I've been using a couple, but I just pulled what I reach for the most. So I really love the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. It's super good. I love the new packaging. Put a big dent in that. And then I also really like the Kylie bronzers that she came out with. I have Tequila Tan and Khaki. These are the two lightest. Khaki is about my shade right now, but sometimes like I'll go in with a little bit of Tequila Tan just to kind of warm it up like a little bit more. But Khaki is really great if you're super, super fair. So I highly recommend Kylie's bronzers. And then next up, I will talk about some blushes. So my go-tos have been the Kylie blushes. This is in Winter Kissed. She brought this back though whenever she relaunched. I just love this. It's like a cool toned like baby pink. It's perfect. I love it with my cool toned looks. And then I also have the shade Pink Power. I have another one that I really like and reach for, but it's more like warm toned. But I really love these two. And I've also really been loving the Schutte palette that they came out with. You get 6 shades and they're super pretty. The only one I haven't tried out yet is this one. I feel like I'd have to wear as like an eyeshadow or something, so I think it'd be a little bit too dark for me. But I've used all these other ones, and even this purple, the light hand, it's super pretty. These blushes are really great. I've been wanting to try out their blushes forever. The only thing I don't love about the palette is I feel like it doesn't close all the way. Like the magnet just isn't strong enough, so I usually put it in my drawer upside down, but it's not a huge deal. Alright, now I'm going to mention 2 eyeshadow palettes. This was extremely hard to narrow down because I have about 5 to 6 palettes that I like use as my go-to palettes if I'm not like in a themed look. Like this past month I used the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette a lot, but I'm not going to mention it because it's not one of my like true go-tos. I used it because it was Valentine's Day and I was doing more pinky looks. Like the Kylie palette that she came out for Valentine's Day is stunning and I've actually been using it constantly, but I don't think you can get it anymore, so I don't want to mention that. But I'm going to mention 2 that I believe one is like permanent, but the other one is a holiday palette, but it's still on Sephora's website, but I wanted to mention it. I feel like every girl, especially if you have brown eyes, you like need this palette. I got a comment on one of my past videos and someone was asking me what look I was wearing, and it was this palette. I will literally just use 3 colors every time I do a look with this palette, and I get the most compliments ever. Like, I don't know what it is, but this palette is seriously stunning. So let me open it up for you guys. Mine's like crazy messy. Don't judge, but this is what it looks like. Trying to blow it off a little bit. So what I love to do is I always put this in my crease, and I love going in with this shade right here down there. It has like a green like shift to it. It's like a brown champagne with like a green shift, and I put that over the lid, and then I'll deepen it up with this shade right here, this chocolate matte shade, and I'll put that like in the outer V and kind of smoke it out. That's like my go-to daily look, and I get so many compliments on it. Like, it's super simple and easy, and if I want to like mix it up, I can go in with this one that's like a gold and red shift, this beautiful green. It looks amazing on brown eyes. Like, that's what I'm saying. If you have brown eyes, you need this palette. And then there's also like this pretty champagne if you want to keep it more neutral for work. But I also think my like everyday, like the green champagne is like great too. But yeah, I am obsessed with this palette. Like, I've literally been debating on getting a backup because I know I'm going to hit pan on that shade. And I don't know what I'm going to do when I do, but I know there's always constantly palettes coming out. So who knows if I'm going to get a backup or not. But this palette is so good. And it's Pat McGrath. It's just, the formula is amazing. It blends itself. I'm obsessed. And then the other palette I wanted to mention is from Lawless. It's called The One. This is her eyeshadow palette that she has. And it kind of reminds me of Soft Glam, but I like the purples in it. I love this shade down here called Cutie. I'm sure you can tell because it's like really used. But I love doing like a mauve look with this. I honestly haven't used, well, I've used it, but I don't go and reach for as much like the warmer toned stuff in here. Like, I usually go in like with a more mauve look, and I'm honestly debating on using this palette for my wedding, but it is a little bit more pricey, but it is clean makeup, and I really like Annie and her brand and like what they stand for and everything. So, I mean, you should check some of the ingredients that we put on our face. It's a little alarming. So if you're trying to make a little bit more of a change with your makeup, I highly recommend her brand and this palette. It's so good, and it does have your warm tones, which I know a lot of people love. But yeah, it blends like a dream, and I absolutely love it. Next up, I wanted to mention a couple pairs of lashes that I've been loving. I do love the Ardell Mega Volume in Style 250, but I've mentioned them so many times. I feel like I needed to switch it up, and lately I've been doing bigger, more dramatic lashes like what I'm wearing today. So two of my favorites are the Intoxicating lashes, which is what I'm wearing right now. And then the other day I wore these, the 143, for only $6, guys. So I went and I got 5 more pairs that are actually being delivered today. They're just so fluffy and beautiful, and I love them. Alright, I just realized I skipped over highlighters. So I wanted to mention 2. I've really been loving the Kylie Cosmetics Cheers Darling. So pretty. And then I also have been back on my champagne pop cake, which is what I'm wearing today. Here's a split pan because I broke my full-size champagne pop, but I have these split pans in her palette, so I have plenty of the highlight. But yeah, so those are my 2 main highlights that I've been reaching for. Alright, and then I had to mention this setting spray. I do use like MAC Fix Plus still and my Skin Navia setting sprays, but this one I recently tried out. I think it's like $16, and it is so good. It smells amazing. It like just, the spray is so good, but it is the Ofra Makeup Fixer. It's one with the hearts on it. It just smells like, I don't even know, but here's the spray. It's just like perfect. It just smells like floral and like roses and Valentine's Day, and I hope that they keep this scent and this spray around, because if not, and if they're going to take it away, I'm going to have to get backups of this, because this is so good. In MAC Fix Plus now, look how tiny it is compared to this. You get 8 fluid ounces in this, and in MAC Fix Plus, you only get 3.4. MAC Fix Plus now is like $27. That's insane. So that's why I've been using this now, because it was literally $16 on Ulta, and I'm obsessed. So highly recommend that. Next, I wanted to mention some skincare that I have been using and loving since maybe middle of January, I believe. I've been trying to find a good skincare routine for me. I know my skin has been crazy. After the knee stuff happened, I got put on a lot of medication. Like, I'm still on it. So I know my skin is like breaking out and it looks gross. But I promise there was like a 2-week period when it was perfectly clear. I was so happy. So I wanted to mention what I've been using with all of you guys. I'll probably do an updated skincare routine video. One of the products I literally just ran out of last night, but I've been using the Tula Discovery Kit. I wanted to try it out to make sure that my skin wouldn't react bad to it before I go out and buy all the full-size products. So you get this cute little blue bag, and in it you get a face wash, which is what I ran out of. It was like a little one. I mean, it lasted me like about a month. And you also get a it's called the Pro Glycolic 10% pH Resurfacing Gel in it. So what I'll do is I put this on a cotton round. After I wash my face and dry it, I will put that on a cotton round, put it all over, and then after I go in with this illuminating face serum. So I'll squirt this on my hand, put it all over, and then go in with the hydrating day and night cream, which I don't wash my face in the mornings, because if I do, it gets overly dry. But sometimes I will go in like on my chin, like if I have a couple breakouts, and I'll exfoliate in the morning and then go in with this. Or if I have like a really dry nose like I do right now, because I think I have a cold, like this morning I just went and put some of this on it. So that is like the main stuff. But if I'm like extra dry, which I kind of have been lately, it's been like on and off. The other, what was it? A couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, like a week ago, whatever. I was sleeping with the window open because I was on a steroid, so I was constantly sweating. And I live in Indiana, guys. It has been like 20 degrees or lower at night, so my skin was extremely dry, and it still gets really dry. So at night I like to go in with this Plus Balm from Dewy Cell, and I'll put it around my nose work on my dry patches, just wherever I get really dry. And when I wake up, it's just like super, super plump. You could probably go in under your eyes and use this, but I think they have an under eye cream. Honestly, I don't really know, but I really like this stuff. And then what I like to do in the morning, sometimes at night, but mostly in the morning, is I go in with this Tula Glow and Get It Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm. So it's just like a little stick. You said you could put it on over your makeup. I haven't tested that theory yet. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but it's like cooling, and I like put it on under my eyes. And then just pop my stick off. But I usually, if I do use this at night, it's after all the other stuff. Put this on, put my hair up, have Chris braid it, and then I go to bed. But I usually like to use it in the morning because I'll have like puffiness under my eyes. I thought about like trying to jade roll or something. Let me know if you guys have tried that. So yeah, that is all of my favorites. I didn't want to mention any lip products because I feel like we'd be here forever. And to be honest, I gravitate towards the same lipsticks, like the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk or Kim KW lipstick from her. MAC Snob, it's just like a pretty baby pink. Those are kind of like my 3 go-to lipsticks. Tarte's also really great. There's a couple from those I like Salt Life's great. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hoping my next video will be a favorites video. I also thought about doing like a fashion lookbook for spring on here. I don't know if I want to because I know my Instagram is more of the fashion stuff. I try to keep mostly beauty to my YouTube, but obviously I do share like makeup and stuff over there. But yeah, so I will have everything linked down below. It will be my RewardStyle links if I can do that. Helps me pay my bills, all of that stuff. So yeah, if you guys use it, I really appreciate it. It's not like people who use it get like hundreds of dollars. Like it's literally like 10 cents, max like $1 for like any makeup products. But I mean, it adds up over time. So I really appreciate it if you guys use it. It helps me out. I'll also have the link down below for the Sephora squad if you guys want to fill that out for me. It's a huge opportunity. I know it's like probably 1 in a million, but why not me? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys like my hair. Also, in case you are one of the few people who have been reaching out to me about my knee and stuff, wanted to update you really quick. So turns out I just sprained my MCL and kind of like basically messed up a couple of ligaments in my knee. I did not tear my meniscus. So they said I can't injure myself anymore just to like try to get it straight on my own. So that's what I've been doing. Just doing stretches, forcing it straight, things like that. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.